Did the Buffalo Bills just make the move that the entire NFL was hoping wouldn't happen? Why is everyone suddenly in shock over what just unfolded in Buffalo? While some teams cautiously build for the future, the Bills may have just taken a bold, aggressive step that changes everything overnight. And here's the twist. This decision could instantly shift the balance of power, impact rivals across the league, and turn Buffalo into a true Super Bowl favorite.
But what exactly did they do, and why does it have everyone talking? Stay with us as we break down this stunning development. My friend, this is not just another roster move. This is the kind of quiet decision that can explode into one of the biggest stories of the preseason. Right now, while most people aren't even paying attention, the Buffalo Bills may have just opened the door to something unpredictable, maybe even game-changing.
Because a name is back in the spotlight, and not just any name. We're talking about Jermaine Burton.
A former third-round pick, a player once labeled as a rising talent, a receiver who had all the tools to succeed at the highest level, speed, explosiveness, route potential, and yet his NFL journey so far has been anything but smooth. According to NFL insider Jordan Schultz, Burton has officially been invited to participate in the Bills' rookie minicamp on May 9th and 10th. And yes, that might sound like a small opportunity on the surface, but in reality, this could be his final shot to prove he belongs in the league.
Let's rewind for a moment. When Burton entered the NFL in 2024 with the Cincinnati Bengals, expectations were real. This wasn't a late-round gamble. This was a third-round investment in a player many believed could develop into a serious offensive weapon. But what happened on the field didn't match the hype. 4 receptions, 107 yards, 14 games. Those numbers don't just fall short, they raise serious concerns. For a player with Burton's physical profile, that level of production is extremely underwhelming. And then things got worse. In 2025, he didn't play a single game. Not one snap. By December, the Bengals made their decision. Burton was released. Just like that, a once promising career was suddenly hanging by a thread. And here's where the story takes a deeper turn. This wasn't just about performance. Reports coming out of Cincinnati made it clear that the issue went beyond what happened on Sundays. Team leadership, including Duke Tobin, openly pointed to concerns about discipline, focus, and accountability. The message was simple: talent alone wasn't enough. In other words, the problem wasn't physical. It was mental. Now think about that for a second, because this is exactly where Buffalo enters the picture. The Bills, led by general manager Brandon Beane, have built a reputation for taking calculated risks. Not reckless moves, not desperate decisions, but smart, low-risk opportunities with high potential upside. And this move fits that philosophy perfectly. There's no guaranteed contract here, no promises, no safety net. This is a pure evaluation. If Burton shows up focused, sharp, and ready to work, he earns his next step. If not, the door closes, maybe for good. But here's the part that makes this situation so fascinating.
Imagine Burton on the field with Josh Allen.
One of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL. A player who extends plays, breaks defensive structure, and creates opportunities out of chaos. For a receiver trying to rebuild his career, there may not be a better environment. Allen doesn't just throw passes. He gives receivers chances. Second chances. Third chances. Plays that shouldn't exist, but somehow do. And for someone like Burton, that could mean everything. If he can refine his routes, improve his consistency, and most importantly, prove that he's mentally locked in, this could turn into one of those comeback stories people talk about all season. But let's be clear about something. There are no illusions here.
This is not a feel-good story yet.
This is pressure.
Because while Burton is trying to rewrite his future, inside that same locker room, other players are fighting to hold on to theirs. And one name in particular is starting to stand out for all the wrong reasons.
Landon Jackson.
A third-round pick in 2025, a player who is expected to develop into part of the Bills' defensive rotation.
But the reality?
Minimal impact. He played just 16% of defensive snaps, finished the season with 0 tackles, 0 sacks, and perhaps most concerning, he didn't make a noticeable difference even on special teams. That's not just a slow start. That's a warning sign. And now, after the 2026 draft, the situation has become even more intense. Because Buffalo didn't just add depth. They added real competition. The arrival of T.J. Parker brings immediate pressure. A standout from Clemson, Parker comes in with proven production, over 120 tackles and more than 20 sacks in college. He's not just a developmental piece, he's ready to compete right now. And it doesn't stop there. The Bills also brought in Bradley Chubb, a veteran with a track record of getting to the quarterback. Nearly 50 tackles and over 8 sacks in his latest season. Experience, production, reliability. That combination changes everything. Because now the margin for error is gone. Jackson isn't just competing for snaps anymore. He's fighting for his place on the roster. And analysts like Alex Brasky have already suggested that Parker could surpass him quickly, potentially pushing Jackson out of the rotation entirely. And when you look at how the Bills approached this offseason, it's hard to argue against that. This team is done waiting. They've made it clear. Performance matters now. Not potential, not projections, not what a player might become someday. What matters is what you do on the field immediately. And Jackson isn't the only one feeling that pressure. Across the roster, multiple players are now in uncertain territory. According to Ben Polak, several names have effectively received a message from the organization: elevate your game or risk being left behind. Take Maxwell Hairston, a first-round pick in 2025. A player with clear talent, but one who struggled with injuries early on. He showed flashes, yes, but hasn't fully established himself. And just when it looked like he might have a clear path forward, the Bills changed the equation. New arrivals like Davis Inagosin and Toriano Pride Jr. have turned that position into an open competition. Nothing is guaranteed anymore. Then there's McCole Hardman, a player fans remember for a clutch playoff touchdown, a moment that mattered. But in the NFL, moments don't secure futures. With the addition of Skylar Bell and increased competition on special teams, Hardman's role is far from safe. His contract makes him movable. His position is no longer secure.